Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today to preview and review Daredevil Modern and his introduction into Marvel Strike Force. But remember, he is the first member of the new Vigilante skill raid team, and man, could we use them right now in the new Chaotic Storm raid. So, what is he going to be bringing to the table? What kind of upgrades we're going to be taking a look at in terms of his abilities and what to look forward to? That's where we're going to be breaking down. I just love the fact that they've added another variant on him. Remember, he is going to be the protector for this team, right? So as you can see right here in the snapshot preview, he's going to come with high armor, high HP, all the, post Ares kind of stat buff increases. He draws enemy fire with a taunt on spawn, as well as having a special and ultimate that also does similar mechanics. He also heals himself and the Vigilante allies whenever an enemy with vulnerable is getting attacked, keeping the Vigilantes in the fight. More importantly, what you'll be seeing in the T4 upgrades, as well as what's going to be provided, that supplementary bonus effect in raids, is the fact that he's going to be healing for a lot more guys. He's healing when an enemy with vulnerable is getting attacked. He's clearing negative effects from himself and Vigilante. And then also his special is able to also flip negative effects with more healing. So it's really obvious what the ISO-8 is probably going to be on him, but we'll take a look at his kit. We'll take a look at what we can preview for the meantime in terms of his introduction. And remember, guys, there's going to be the promotion of 15% on the Red Star promotion. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. This is usually the best times to actually open those Red Star orbs, so that way you don't have to worry about later on, because we don't know really when these characters get added later on into the orbs, right? So it could be a month, it could be a couple months. So make sure you take advantage of that. Okay, let's take a look at his kit and what upgrades we can look forward to. Assault and Battery is his basic ability. He's going to be attacking the primary target for percentage damage in addition to a rebound. So very, very similar to the original Daredevil attack. The one thing a little different is the fact that he is going to be flipping negative effects to positive on himself and Vigilante allies, even on the basic ability. T4ing this ability actually allows him to flip 3 negative effects to positives on himself. So really, really cool bonus effect right there. Obviously, he's going to have a lot of cleansing mechanics involved. So very, very notable for sure. That's a nice T4 upgrade. But let's take a look at the rest of his abilities before we make that decision to utilize those precious T4 mats. His special, Law and Order. Attacking the primary target for percentage damage, additional bonus attack for additional percentage damage. In raids, this is the special that's going to be healing himself and Vigilante allies for 5% of his max HP. He also gains a taunt and defense up for that further protection. Now, having said that, it's crazy that this is just a level 1, because as you add more upgrades to this, he's going to be applying slow. He's going to be doing more damage. Defense down is going to apply. He's going to be flipping negative effects into positive on himself there. Offense down also getting applied. A taunt and defense up lasting for 2 full turns. And then the T4 upgrade giving all these the slow, defense down, as well as offense down for 2 full turns. Very, very notable, guys. This is a strong upgrade here. Highly recommended, because as you can see right here, it applies beyond just raids. It's going to be applying to his team whenever you utilize them in any game mode. Very, very notable for sure. Witness Protection ultimate ability. Attacking the primary and adjacent targets for percentage damage. Again, as noted in the preview, he also gains taunt with this ability as well, protecting his allies, applying defense up and immunity to his fellow Vigilante allies. Additional healing right there again. This ability is also going to be applying vulnerable, so I like that, because if you don't have a raider or a skirmisher on him, well, guess what? He's still able to actually add that kind of value there. He's clearing negative effects. He's gaining a taunt for a longer turn. And then the T4 upgrade here is going to be applying the defense up and immunity for 2 full turns. Obviously, the special and ultimate needs to be fully upgraded so he can actually have more proficiency, and also having those buffs last longer. So right now, for the meantime, the special and ultimate makes sense for sure as upgrades to make sure he runs properly and ensuring the survival of his team. Last but not least, Born Again. On spawn, if this character has 4 or more Vigilante allies, again, the on-spawn taunt right there, natural protection. He applies deflect. He applies defense up for himself and all Vigilante allies. And again, this is outside of raids as well. Really, really cool. When an enemy vulnerable is getting attacked, guess what? He's going to be healing for himself. And then raids, there's a bonus heal for 20%. And as well, Vigilante allies also gaining 100% accuracy. So that accuracy reduction, kind of the mechanic that you see with Spireweaver, it's not really going to apply with Daredevil on the team. We got 25% block chance also getting added. Block amount getting increased. Deflect immunity. Additional healing. Safeguard is also going to be persistent now with this passive ability right here. And I love the fact that it's not even a T4 one. It's just if you have 4 or more Vigilante allies, they're going to be gaining Safeguard. And then finally, Icing on the cake with the T4. On offense, if you're using them, if this character has 4 or more Vigilante allies, lower the damage of enemies with vulnerable by 30%. This will not stack with other effects such as offense down, but it's giving me a raw decrease of 30% for any enemies that have vulnerable. Very, very notable, guys. This is gonna help with the overall survivability of the team. So yeah, I honestly, like, each and every one of these abilities, like, I would upgrade almost all of them, like, to be honest. I would start with probably the special, ultimate, and passive. I don't think there's any particular order. I think you need to have all of them. If you were thin and few on the T4s, maybe the ultimate first, just because that's the one that gives you the immunity and defense up. But we also like the passive because this is the one where, you know, that additional damage reduction could be the difference between winning or losing a battle. And then even the special, right, the defense down, offense down, slow, all very, very important, especially for the survivability of this team, guys. So couple things now. Let's talk about his role, right? He's protecting, he's healing. He also can do a bit of damage here and there with the adjacent attacks, but I think for really his role and what his purpose is going to be, there's a couple of ISO-8s that come to mind. Each and every one of his abilities has healing, so it really depends, right? If we see that the healing is not enough on this team when we're using them in raids, I definitely think Daredevil Modern, his healing ISO-8 is going to be very important because it stacks and it gives him more healing proficiency. Having said that, he is getting all the damage, right? You can see all his abilities. He's clearly getting the taunt for either on spawn or special and ultimate also trigger the taunt. So it means that you probably want him to be tankier too. So I can see the ISO-8 Fortifier also being very, very valuable because remember, guys, I'm not sure if I have a good example right now, but with the ISO-8 Fortifier purple, they did a really good job of actually upgrading that quite a bit in the recent purple upgrades, right? So if we take a look here at Fortifier, and if you scroll all the way down to the purple, on turn, now they're able to clear vulnerables on himself, right? So that's really, really cool in terms of this upgrade. The fact that there's barrier on spawn obviously makes him tankier. So yeah, I'm actually at a fork in the road right now because I think Fortifier would work really well on him. But remember, with the ISO-8 healer, he's going to be gaining additional proficiency, right? He's going to be also clearing the vulnerables on himself, but gaining also active healing and whatnot. So I don't think you can go wrong, but just know that obviously there is pros and cons to this. I think he's going to be great as a healer to start off, and then if you want to get a little bit more nuance with the complexities of the team, Fortifier will definitely ensure that he survives longer than with the healer. But remember, the healer does have more sustaining ability. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, though. I'm pretty pumped to have him in the game finally, and the rest of the Vigilante team. That way they can help us with the skill raids. There you guys have it. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.